Israel said on Thursday, on October 16, that it was preparing for the reopening of Gaza's Rafah crossing with Egypt to let Palestinians in and out, but set no date as it traded blame with Hamas over violations of a US-mediated ceasefire.
Israel said on Thursday it was preparing for the reopening of Gaza's Rafah crossing with Egypt to let Palestinians in and out amid a fragile ceasefire with Hamas. A dispute over the return of hostages' bodies held by Hamas threatened to derail the truce. Families of some of the slain hostages, whose bodies were returned to Israel, laid them to rest on Thursday. Hamas has handed over 10 bodies and said it handed over all bodies it could recover. But Israel said one body was not that of a hostage and demanded that the militant group return the bodies of 19 hostages it had not handed over. The armed wing of Hamas said it requires the admission of heavy machinery and excavating equipment into the Israel-blocked Palestinian enclave after much of it was reduced to rubble. Jaco Cilliers, a United Nations Development Program special representative, said there were some 60 million US tons of debris in Gaza.
This is equal to 13 pyramids of Giza, just to give you an indication of the challenge that will be required as well. Only once the debris is removed can one start with the reconstruction and also the humanitarian needs.
Meanwhile, a senior Hamas official on Thursday accused Israel of violating the ceasefire by killing at least 24 people in shootings since Friday, and said a list of such violations was handed over to mediators. The Israeli military did not immediately respond. It had previously said that some Palestinians have ignored warnings not to approach Israeli ceasefire positions, and troops, quote, opened fire to remove the threat. While some aid began trickling in on Wednesday, the UN said it was nowhere near enough for the 2.2 million mostly homeless population. Palestinians in Khan Yunis said that they are now facing the reality of displacement. The real war started after the war, I believe, because today our suffering has increased, said this man, adding that they are waiting for aid, but nothing has come. Israel has said the next phase of US President Donald Trump's 20-point plan to end the war calls for Hamas to give up its weapons, which it has so far refused to do. Hamas has instead launched a security crackdown in urban areas vacated by Israeli forces, demonstrating its power through public executions and clashes with local armed clans. On Thursday, Trump said in a Truth Social post that if Hamas continued to kill people in Gaza, then, quote, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Trump did not offer details on how he would follow through on that threat.